Physical Features of India, Chapter 2, Geography, Para 1. India is a vast country with varied landform or different physical features. Varied landform or different physical features means India has mountain area, India has desert area, India has plateau areas, India has islands, and India has the plain areas. That means India is only the country in the world where we find all the physical features or different types of the landforms from mountain to desert, desert to plain, plain to plateau and island. All the landforms we found here in India. Okay. Similarly, Second paragraph. In India, we find different types of soil too: black soil, red soil, laterite soil, arid soil, alluvial soil. Different types of soil we found here in India. And why we find different types of soil here in India? It is because of the soils are formed from rock, and rocks are of different types. And if rocks are of different type, for example igneous rock, metamorphic rock, sedimentary rock, then if rocks are of different types and the soils are formed from the rock only, then definitely the color of the soil, texture of the soil, composition of the soil, nature or the character of the soil depends on the parent rock. Okay. Now the third paragraph, India is a large landmass. India has a large landmass. India has a large landmass. That means in the first paragraph you studied that India has various physical features, okay, or varied landforms. Second paragraph you studied that India has different types of the soil. Now in the third paragraph I am going to tell you that why India has various landform or different physical features. Point number 1, India has various landform or different physical features because the landmass of India was not formed at the same time. That means different landmass of India were formed in different geological period. That means in different times. It means mountains were formed in different time, plain areas were formed in different time. Similarly, desert areas were formed in different times. That means India has different landform or varied landform, you can say, or the various physical features, you can say. And why it is so? It is because the landform of India was not formed at the same time, but they were formed in different geological period. That means they were formed in different time period. Okay. Similarly, another reason why India has varied landform or different landform, it is also because of the weathering, erosion, and the depositional work of the water, air, etc. Due to weathering, erosional, or the depositional work of the water, air, etc., their changes takes place in the landform. Okay. Now the third one, why India has varied landform or the various physical feature. According to earth scientists, crust portion of the earth is made up of 7 major plates and other minor plates. The major plates, 7 major plates area I will show you later. Okay. According to earth scientists, the crust portion of the earth is made up of seven major plates and other minor plates, and these plates are called tectonic plates. And these tectonic plates, they are constantly moving, and when they are constantly moving, due to the movement of this tectonic plate, different types of the landforms are formed. That means the reason of the various physical feature is also due to the movement of the tectonic plate. How? Let me tell you, okay, from the picture. Here in right side, there is the picture: convergent boundary, divergent boundary, transform boundary. These are the three types of the movement of the tectonic plate, okay? And due to the movement of these three types of the tectonic plate, various landforms come into existence. The first type of the movement of the tectonic plate, that is the convergent movement of the tectonic plate, or convergent boundary, you can say. That means when two plates come closer to each other or come towards each other, they might collide, टकराएगा. If they collide, they might crumble, टूटेगा भी. So if they collide and crumble, there is destruction. So this type of the movement of the tectonic plate or convergent movement of the tectonic plate can also be called the destructive movement of the tectonic plate, okay? And in this situation, when two plates collide, sometime they crumble, टूटेगा. Sometime one plate might go over another plate, okay, or overlap over another plate, or they might fold, okay, and the areas might uplift. थोड़ा वो एरिया इस तरह से उड़ भी सकता है, ठीक है, एंड दिस टाइप ऑफ द लैंडफॉर्म माइट बी फॉर्म. Similarly, second one, divergent boundary or divergent movement of the tectonic plate. When two plates, suppose these two plates move away from each other, when these two plates move away from each other, they are not colliding. If they are not colliding, there is no crumble. That means ये लोग एक दूसरे से दूर जा रहे, तो टकरा नहीं रहे, तो टूटेगा भी नहीं. So this is not the destructive plate, but instead of that, this is the constructive plate. Why this is the constructive plate? This is the constructive plate because when these two plates move away from each other, the molten state material from the earth interior, which were suppressed by these two plates, and when they move away from each other, they can come easily outside. And when they come easily outside and comes in contact with the atmosphere, they cools down and they might stuck with this plate, and size of this plate increases. That means construction of the plate takes place. So this is also called the constructive movement. That means जब दो प्लेट एक दूसरे से दूर जाते, ऐसे तो जब ये दो प्लेट इस तरह से इस कंडीशन में थे, इस दो प्लेट का नीचे में जनरली मोल्टन स्टेट मटेरियल वगैरह को सप्रेस करके रखे थे, तो वो बाहर नहीं आ पा रहा था. जैसे ये दो प्लेट एक दूसरे से दूर जाने लगे, नीचे से मोल्टन स्टेट मटेरियल इजीली बाहर आ सकता है, ठीक है, बाहर आएगा, वोल्केनोस वगैरह होगा, वोल्केनिक इरप्शन होगी, और जैसे ये एटमॉस्फेयर को कांटेक्ट में आएगा वो कूल डाउन होगा, और फिर इस प्लेट का साथ ये सट जाते और प्लेट का साइज बढ़ जाता है, तो ये कंस्ट्रक्टिव प्लेट होगा, ठीक है, कंस्ट्रक्टिव मूवमेंट. एंड द थर्ड वन इज द ट्रांसफॉर्म मूवमेंट और द ट्रांसफॉर्म बाउंड्री. दैट मीन्स व्हेन टू प्लेट moves passed parallel to each other. That means दो प्लेट ठीक है पैरेलल वे में अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में इस तरह से मूव करते, ना तो कंस्ट्रक्शन होगा ना तो डिस्ट्रक्शन होगा। ठीक है, तो these are the three types of the movement of the tectonic plate: convergent movement of the tectonic plate, divergent movement of the tectonic plate, and the transform movement of the tectonic plate. And according to geologists, due to the movement of the tectonic plate, different types of the landforms are formed. Okay, for example, convergent movement, two plates collided and this area might uplift. And similarly, second one, when two plates move away from each other, then this area middle one might submerge. Okay, and similarly the transform movement, when two plates move past parallel to each other, no destruction, no construction. Okay, that means you might have understood the three types of the movement of the plate. Now in the next year we will discuss how India's mountainous area and the Deccan plateaus were formed in detail.